The voice on the other end sounded like it was about to explode. "Oh, so you want to see the owner?" A window from Unit 1201 on the 12th floor just fell and smashed 5 cars downstairs. BMWs, Audis, all luxury vehicles. You better get 400 grand ready. I almost spit out my instant noodles trying not to laugh. "Bro, my unit doesn't even have walls yet. Where's a window supposed to come from?" The property manager lost it. "You think this is funny? If you're not here tomorrow to sign the damages agreement, we're calling the cops." "Go ahead. Actually, please ask the officers to swing by and check. My unit has been stalled construction for 2 years. They never even finished building my floor. There is no window." Dead silence on the other end. The next day, the property manager showed up at my door with the developer's boss, face white as a sheet. It had started with a call from the property office, rude right off the bat. "Zilin?" I said, "Yeah. Your window fell and crushed 5 cars downstairs. Get over here and deal with it." I was sitting there with a bowl of instant noodles, steam hitting my face. "Which unit?" "Emerald Jiangnan Phase 3, Building 12, Unit 1201. Aren't you the owner?" He sounded impatient, like he was giving me an order. "Yeah, I'm the owner." I set my noodle bowl down on the table and asked, "What kind of cars? You seriously asking about the cars right now? BMWs, Audis, nice ones. The owners are all standing here waiting. We're estimating at least 400K in repairs. Start pulling the money together." Manager Yang's voice kept getting louder, like a rooster somebody just stepped on. I kind of wanted to laugh. 400,000. And that's just the preliminary estimate. Don't think stalling is going to help you. I'm telling you right now, you are not leaving until this gets handled today. I picked up my chopsticks and pulled out a noodle. "Manager Yang, right? You're sure it was 1201's window?" "Obviously. I watched the whole window fall with my own eyes. What kind of garbage renovation did you do in there?" Everything he said dripped with hostility, like I was already a convicted criminal. I laughed. "You're laughing?" Yang's voice shot up about 8 octaves like a gas can catching fire. "Zilin, what is wrong with you? Do you understand how serious this is? Can you even afford 400 grand? "Manager Yang, calm down for a second." "How am I supposed to calm down? 5 luxury car owners are about ready to eat me alive. Get over here." "Come over for what exactly?" "To sign the damages agreement. Otherwise, we're filing a police report." His threat was blunt. It was also completely toothless. "Sure, go ahead and call them." Pause on the other end, like he genuinely didn't expect that reaction. "What's your angle here? You trying to dodge this?" "My angle is one to call the cops." I said it nice and slow. "Get them there as fast as possible. Have them do a full on-site inspection." "You think calling the cops lets you off the hook? The security cameras caught everything. That window came from your unit." Yang got his confidence back. He thought he had me cornered. "Is that right?" I smiled. "Perfect. Let the officers take a look at my unit in Emerald Jiangnan. The developer's been stalled for 2 years. Forget windows. They haven't even finished pouring the walls on my floor. My unit doesn't have a single complete wall. So tell me, what window exactly did I drop on those cars?" Dead air on the line. The guy who was screaming his lungs out 2 seconds ago had gone completely silent, not even breathing. I could only imagine what his face looked like right then. About 30 seconds later, the call dropped with a loud smack. Not hung up on purpose. More like the phone slipped right out of his hand and hit the floor. This world never runs out of people who are funnier than any joke. Yang Hemming hung up still in a daze. His phone screen was cracked. He didn't even notice. He was standing in the parking lot, staring at those trashed luxury cars, cold sweat dripping down the side of his face. "The floor wasn't built yet? That's impossible." He shook his head hard. "That guy Zilin is lying. He's stalling. Has to be." He pulled out a cigarette. His hands were shaking so bad it took a few tries to light it. The BMW owner walked over. "Manager Yang, any update? When's the owner coming to pay up?" Soon. Yang Hemming forced out a smile that looked worse than a cry. "Owner's got a bit of an attitude, real hothead. But don't worry, he's not getting away." He kept the car owners calm on the outside, but inside he was rattled. Truth was, he hadn't actually seen which floor the window fell from. The scene was chaos. Someone looked up and yelled, "Looks like the 12th floor." And he just ran with it. He'd pulled the 12th floor owner's info, found Zilin's number, and tried to dump the problem as fast as possible. But if Zilin was actually telling the truth, and if the floor really wasn't finished, then who takes the fall? The developer? The property management? Him? Yang Hemming didn't want to think about it. The more he did, the more scared he got. No, it can't be a construction issue. It has to be Zilin's fault. He's just a deadbeat trying to dodge liability. Yeah, that's it. Once Yang Hemming finished talking himself down, his eyes went hard again. He stepped aside and made a call. "Boss Lin, it's Little Yang from property management." His whole tone switched, practically dripping honey. His back even bent on instinct. A lazy voice came through on the other end. "Boss Lin, we've got a small situation at the development." Yang Hemming picked his words carefully. "Phase 3, Building 12. A window somehow fell and hit a few cars downstairs." Lin's voice dropped a few degrees. "Which crew did this? Can't even handle something this basic?" No, it's not a construction issue." Yang Hemming jumped in fast. "Boss Lin, I checked. Unit 1201 has already been handed over. The window fell because of the owner's own renovation work." He lied without even blinking. Responsibility, fully transferred. Clean hands. I already reached out to the owner. Guy's got a real attitude, trying to weasel out of it. Then Yang started spinning it. "He's actually claiming our development is an abandoned project, saying his floor was never finished, trying to use that as leverage to squeeze money out of us. He said abandoned project, extra slow and heavy. He knew exactly what nerve that hit for Boss Lin." "What's his name?" "Zilin. I'm on my way over there right now. I want to see who thinks they can trash my company's name." Yang Heming felt a massive weight lift off his chest. He let out a long breath. Once Boss Lin was involved, this was as good as handled. Yang Heming stubbed out his cigarette and slapped that fake smile right back on. He walked back to the car owners. Good news, everyone! Our developer's boss is on his way. He cannot stand owners who dodge responsibility and try to shake people down. You'll have your answer today. He beat his chest like he was the hero of the story. It never crossed his mind. If Zilin was actually telling the truth, how was he going to clean up the disaster he'd just set in motion? 30 minutes later, a black Mercedes S-Class rolled into the parking lot. The door opened and out stepped a heavyset guy in a Burberry shirt with a massive gold watch on his wrist. This was Boss Lin, Lin Daiqiang. Lin Daiqiang scanned the wrecked cars, his brow knotting up tight. Where's the owner? His voice was quiet. The pressure behind it wasn't. Boss Lin, the guy's holed up in his apartment, won't come out. Lin Daiqiang let out a short grunt through his nose and pulled out his checkbook, scribbled a few numbers, tore it out, and handed it to Yang Heming. Give him 100K. Tell him to shut up and take the blame. That was always his playbook. Fast, blunt, and it worked. Yang Heming held that check like it was a royal decree. The two of them, flanked by a few security guards, marched straight toward my place. I was just about to wash my noodle bowl when the doorbell started going off like an emergency alarm. I looked through the peephole and saw Yang Heming's greasy, smiling face, and next to him that thick-necked, heavyset guy. I opened the door. Can I help you? Yang Heming, the second he saw me, snapped straight into professional mode. Zilin, this is our developer's Boss Lin. He came out of his busy schedule personally to resolve your issue. He hit the word "your" extra hard, like I was the one who caused all of this. Lin Daiqiang looked me up and down, pure contempt in his eyes, like he was looking at an ant he could crush without a second thought. Yang Heming stuck the check right in my face. Boss Lin is being generous and not holding a grudge. Here's 100K. Take it. Go sign the agreement in the parking lot and we all move on. He said it like he was doing me the biggest favor of my life. I took the check. A faint smile crept onto Lin Daiqiang's face. He thought I'd caved. Then, right in front of both of them, I tore the check in half, then in half again, then into pieces. I tossed them up in the air. White scraps floated down like confetti and landed right on Yang Heming's and Lin Daiqiang's shoes. Yang Heming's face instantly turned the color of raw liver. Lin Daiqiang's smile froze solid. He stared at me, eyes cold as a snake's. Kid, you've got guts. He said it one word at a time. You guys framed me, then tried to pay me 100K to shut up about it. I didn't raise my voice, but the air around us seemed to drop about 10 degrees. Lin Daiqiang laughed out of anger. He said, "Oh yeah? 3 times back to back. Looks like you need a lesson in who you're dealing with." He shot a look at the security guards. The big guys immediately started closing in on me. The tension went from 0 to 100 instantly. You want to throw hands? I stepped back and leaned against the doorframe. Fine, but before anyone does anything, I suggest we go somewhere first. Lin Daiqiang narrowed his eyes. Where? Your development. I said it calm as ever. Emerald Jiangnan Phase 3, Building 12. You said it was my renovation window that fell, right? Let's all go take a look. See for ourselves whether Unit 1201 even has a window. Sound good, Boss Lin? My question was like a needle, stabbing straight into whatever was left of Lin Daiqiang's pride. His face went stone cold, eyes locked on me. You dare? 3 words. Everyone in that hallway heard them loud and clear. His security guards, who'd been itching for a fight 2 seconds ago, now looked confused and kept glancing over at their boss for direction. A real estate developer, publicly called out by some nobody homeowner, being asked if he dares set foot in his own building. This was a full-on humiliation. Lin Daiqiang's throat moved as he swallowed. He squeezed a few words out from between his teeth. Why wouldn't I? He forced his temper back down, trying to look like he still owned the room. Kid, today I'm gonna make sure you understand exactly what you got yourself into. He signaled Yang Heming with a look. Bring the car owners, we're all going. I want to see just what kind of move you think you're about to pull.